Now before we start the next part of our LP, I thought I might as well explain to you that the game gives you 3 different control schemes when you're outside of the R-Wing. The one you'll most likely use is dual stick mode, which controls like any modern first-person shooter, in which the C-stick will move the camera and the direction you face, whilst the control stick will control your movement and controls your strafing and things like that. The default mode, however, is single stick mode, which I guess controls kind of like Metroid Prime, if Metroid Prime didn't have a lock-on feature, so as you can imagine it can get a little confusing. The weirdest one though is R button mode, in which you run by holding the R button. So I guess that's supposed to control like the old Star Fox 64 multiplayer mode, but really who wants to do that? So we're going to go with dual stick mode, although it's not perfect, and I'll explain to you why it isn't when we get there.
Members of Star Fox, a grave danger looms. The Lilat system is in peril.
Again.
How do you know?
We know. The research director will brief you on all the details.
Hello again, everybody.
Dad, you're the research director? You never told me that.
Well, gee, didn't I?
Yes, well, there's a lot of things you don't know about me, Slippy. Perhaps when you're old enough, I'll tell you.
Asteroids?
Indeed, they are the enemies you faced earlier. I believe it was about 17 years ago. A whole fleet was destroyed by a sole asteroid. We were somehow able to survive that trial, but that was just a taste of what's coming.
No one in the fleet thought to shoot the giant glowing weak spots then.
Data from the core memory you found. But we could understand much more if we had a complete specimen.
We have detected a distress signal originating from the Ktina outpost. However, we're unable to contact anyone there. We suspect asteroid involvement. You must find the distress signal.
No problem at all, sir. I'll head to the surface immediately. That signal shouldn't be too hard to find.
By yourself? It's too dangerous. I'm going too.
No, I want you guys in our wings, covering me from above. I'm counting on you. Let's do this!
I like after he speaks to Crystal, he kind of turns to the camera and pauses, as if he isn't quite sure what to do next. Anyway, this is Mission 2, in which we revisit Ktina. Ktina we saw in Lilat Wars, where we met a guy named Bill, and stopped a giant spaceship from shooting a death beam at the Cornerian army base. One of the things about the new R-Wing designs is the new R-Wings are huge, and so the pilots look really tiny next to them.
It's too quiet. Something's wrong here. It's a trap! It's the asteroids after all.
First get rid of the asteroids in your path.
So, here we are on Ktina, running around on foot with a gun, shooting robot insects. Or asteroids. This, I suppose, is the defining feature of Star Fox Assault, the fact that you can run around and shoot things with your gun. And as you can see, it controls pretty much like any first-person shooter out there.
Looks like you've got more company. Head out for the target on your radar.
Now all of these missions are kind of similar. You basically have a whole bunch of enemies and you're blasting them all, and usually in order to progress, you need to destroy certain targets. They are highlighted in red on the radar, and it'll also tell you how many are left with the number next to it, saying target number 2, which means there are 2 targets left to destroy. In this case, it is the 2 giant enemy purple crab things, and once we destroy both of those, we can progress. The gun we have at the moment has infinite ammo, it's a starting weapon, and can be charged. If you hold down the fire button, it has 3 levels of charge, as indicated by the meter to the left of the crosshair.
Whew, there's no end to these things. Peppy, Send me a Landmaster, will you?
On its way. What's the situation?
Well, I got my hands full. But what else is new?
Done. Here's your Landmaster.
Let me know if you get lonely and I'll drop by.
Nah, all I need is a Landmaster.
Transmission complete. It's all yours, Fox.
Great. Good to see the transmission system's targeting is as sterling as ever.
Is it really a proper tank? I mean, it doesn't even have treads. Shouldn't tanks have treads? Anyway, now we can hop into our Landmaster. You just stand next to it and press the Z button. Now this has a few differences that are, you know, compared to the Landmaster in Lilac Wars. The cannon is now a proper tank cannon. It's slow firing, but single-shot explosion blasts.
Smash anyone and anything that gets in your way.
You can charge the shots and it'll home in like it normally does, but the charged shot isn't actually any more powerful. It doesn't do any more damage than a regular tank cannon. Although it still does home in, so it's handy for getting hard to hit enemies, I guess. You don't have to be too precise with the cannon. You notice how huge the crosshair is. Any enemy in that crosshair will be highlighted. If the crosshair glows red and it highlights, it's actually auto-aiming, so you can aim quite easily. Like here, I'm not really aiming that precisely, but the game is quite generous with the auto-aim.
I thought I was done for. Thanks, Fox.
Hover in the air to collect rings.
And this is Peppy said, pressing the jump button, which is, well, Y is the jump button for on foot, allows you to hover. Holding the control stick in a direction and clicking the L button will make you do a barrel roll, which is handy for avoiding enemy fire. You can also ram into smaller enemies by driving into them or barrel rolling into them. Inside one of these hangars, you'll notice that your cursor will be highlighted as if there was an enemy there. But if you do enough damage to it, it glows and reveals an S flag. There are many invisible points like this in these free roaming areas, so you just have to keep an eye out, and if your cursor glows red and it seems to be homing in on an enemy that isn't there, give it a shot or two and it should reveal a hidden S flag. If you look in the background, you can see giant-sized mushroom trees, which I don't think were there when we were in Ktina in Lilac Wars. Maybe the mushrooms only grow in certain regions of Ktina. I'll have to check the Star Fox wiki later on. You might notice in the top right hand corner there is a combo count. As you can see, there is a meter that builds up as I kill enemies. As I kill enemies, while the meter is there, your combo count will increase. And if the meter ever runs out, because it drains over time, your combo will end. Every 10 points you add to your combo will earn you additional bonus points. The higher your combo, the more bonus points you earn. And this is how you get your bad score and get all the high scores, sorry. You just try and get as much combos as you can, and try to kill as many enemies as you can and as fast as you can. The idea is you want to keep that gauge up, so if you're not destroying lots of enemies at once, you want to be keeping a steady flow of kills.
Roll out of harm's way. Use your boost to get up the slope.
And as Peppy said, you can use the boost button, and that'll make you go faster for a bit.
Keep it up.
So if you want to keep a good flow of kills, if you want to keep your combo meter up, you want to make logical progress through the level. You don't want to do backtracking, you want to make sure you go into new areas, because that's where enemies will be, and that's where you can make successive kills. I should also mention that your cannon has blast damage, so if you shoot at an enemy at point blank range, your cannon will also damage you as well. And after you kill this enemy, that's all the targets destroyed. Or is it?
Whoa, what are these things?
This looks bad. Our scans show those things can spawn more Aperons.
And guess what? We have 15 more targets to destroy. So yeah, this is basically the majority of the game. You'll be going around these free roaming levels and blowing up highlighted targets to progress. That is the majority of Star Fox Assault. Which is a shame, because I would have preferred more on-rail section. I think lots of people would have liked that too. But it's still, I don't know, I still played this a lot. I still try to get high scores and stuff.
It looks nasty.
Not bad. Clear the area of all enemies now.
They just don't let go.
And of course these hatches spawn more enemies, so whenever there's a hatch, there's usually a whole bunch of enemies nearby. And there's a med pack. And the other thing I picked up earlier was a 1-up, that gives you an extra life. But first we have to rescue Slippy, because he's horribly incompetent. Even though he, I don't know. It's always Slippy who's portrayed, sorry, I'm bad at words. It's always Slippy who's portrayed as the, you know, he's always portrayed as the incompetent one, but really, everyone else gets in trouble as much as he does, so it's weird. You'd expect him to be in trouble more often. Anyway, I missed a spawner here. As you can see, you've got a whole bunch more weapons. You can change weapons with either the A button or up and down on the D-pad.
Got it.
So, one of the things about this free roaming sections... Oh, and here's a new enemy type. It's a giant ball with legs. When you're far away from it, it will shoot green missiles at you. But whenever you get within range, it will start rolling around. It will come out of its shell, and it will show its head, which I'm shooting now. What it normally does, it charges straight towards you, and you have to get out of the way, because if it hits you, it does a shitload of damage, and you don't want to get your tank destroyed. And see, I'm just trying to get in there because it's just easier to use the tank gun sometimes. Now you see, the big purple crabs are immune to sort of tiny bullets like machine gun fire and blaster fire, so you either need to use a charge shot or a rocket launcher, and here I'm using a rocket launcher at close range because I'm an idiot. And I put down a sensor bomb by accident. A sensor bomb is basically a trip mine, and then when enemies go near it, it'll explode.
Keep it up.
It's not that useful, to be honest, but I don't know. It's very situational, that. So let's go and destroy the other ball monster.
Must have a weak point. Everything does.
Well, better get out of the way. So one of the bad things about these free roaming sections, well, one of many bad things I suppose, is that the graphics take a significant nosedive. If you compare this to the, I don't know, the first mission, I mean, the first mission looks so awesome, and you can't tell in this video, obviously, because the way I encoded it, but, you know, all the on-rail sections have smooth 60 frames per second, like, graphics. As soon as it goes all range, it goes down to 30 frames per second. And I don't know that, you know, everything up close, you know, there's not really much detail in the asteroids themselves, so when you're fighting them up close, you're just kind of fighting, you know, kind of ugly character models. And also the environments aren't that great either. I mean, this is supposed to be a military base, and I don't know, there's nothing really here to say it's a military base. It's just kind of a bunch of buildings, boxes, some ramps. I don't know, shouldn't there be like parked cars, I mean parked tanks rather, or some jet fighters, something?
Check inside buildings for targets too, Fox.
There has to be a way to get inside those buildings.
So to get to this target, use the elevator.
Make it in time.
If there are survivors, don't
See, the rocket launcher automatically homes into a target. Just roughly, it kind of chooses a target that you're aiming at.
Bugs, die already.
We're just going to clear out this room with this rocket launcher. But after you clear out the room, another enemy spawns in the elevator you came from.
Check inside buildings for targets too, Fox.
There has to be a way to get inside those buildings.
You must be able to get inside using the elevator.
Yeah, thanks. Tell me about the elevators after I've used them. Oh. You can't really control the elevators either. They're all automatic, so you have to wait for them to come up and down.
Got it.
So I've got one more hatcher to find. I missed it, actually. It's an area I was in before, so you can just roll on over there. Luckily, the tank, and I guess on foot as well, you actually move pretty fast, and it's a good thing because these levels are kind of huge. So it's a good thing you can move around quickly. And here I am wondering where the hell is that last hatcher, and no, wait, it's just over there hiding away. On that slope, just out of view. That's the last one.
New target has been confirmed.
Just kidding, one more.
Last one. Find it on your radar.
Yeah, I don't know why they just spawn. This last one just spawns when you destroy all of them, and I'm not sure why they do that. I guess it's so you're in position for the boss that spawns right now, but it's still weird.
I got a bad feeling about this.
That thing's huge!
So, the leader, huh?
That thing is giant and ugly.
Wait, that thing has a core memory.
You heard the lady, Fox. We gotta get that core memory.
Shield analysis complete. Bringing it up on the monitor.
So this is some kind of giant enemy crab, and you have to hit the weak spot underneath it, which doesn't actually damage it at all, but it does stun it. You can see it's affecting it, and oh wait, my tank blew up.
I sent you a Landmaster, Fox.
Luckily, as soon as your tank blows up, Peppy just sends you another one.
Landmaster on radar.
If your tank blows up, and when you take damage while you're in the tank, you yourself still take some damage, but not too much. Anyway,
That's it, Fox. That's its weak point.
you have to hit the underside of the tank, and then when it falls over, you have to get on its top and shoot the weak spot on top. Every now and again, it will shoot lasers from its surface, so you have to get it off the surface, or off the laser surface, before it shoots. And you can quite easily do that by barrel rolling.
That's it, Fox. Now you got
Except this time my tank got stuck. Uh-oh. My tank blew up. Time to get a new one. Whoops, I just got squished. I just became a fox sandwich.
Shield analysis complete. Bringing it up on the monitor.
Luckily there was a checkpoint right at the boss.
Got it.
Let's try that again. Shoot the underside. It has two kinds of attacks. It has lasers, which come out on top and home in on you. If you get close enough, it also shoots missiles from underneath if the top lasers can't reach you.
Its weak point is on the top.
Get on top by hovering.
Hovering uses up boost, but you can see underneath your life counter.
That's it, Fox. That's its weak point.
This time, let's not get stuck.
That's it, Fox. Now you got it.
And if you fall off, then you have to do the process again.
You got it.
Yeah, thanks, Slippy. I've got it. Thank you. Yeah, if you fall off, you just have to shoot the underside again. Whoa, nearly fell off. Whoa. And then once it weakens, it starts rolling around like a rodeo buffalo. Yeehaw! Ride 'em, cowboy. Hit plus 10.
Fox, get that core memory.
Okay, that must be it.
Careful. We don't know anything about what we're up against.
I know that. Hey, it looks like that distress signal's no longer transmitting.
That doesn't sound good.
Hey, thanks for helping me out.
Pigma,
Long time no see, Fox.
the SOS signal. It was you?
This is I'm here. I'll just help myself to this.
No, that's...
Is it that important? Then I'm gonna be rich. Smell you later.
Stop! Pigma! Dang!
Fox, I'm tracking Pigma on radar. Get back to the Great Fox now.
I like how Pigma has an anime pig on his ship.
All ships are home. Anyone injured?
How about you, Fox? Don't push yourself so hard.
And unfortunately, we didn't quite make the badge score, but who cares? We're not going for high scores this run. See you next time on Mission 3.